It's a great day and welcome you to the African News. We are broadcasting from Canada. My name is Sandra Asante. Top stories. Eritrea blames the U.S. for Ethiopia's Tigray conflict. Ethiopia's Tigray on the brink of famine, the UN chief warns. Schools reopen in Ethiopia's Tigray region. This and many more other stories coming up after the break. You're welcome back from the break. Thank you so much for staying with me to our first story. Eritrea has blamed the U.S. government for the ongoing conflict in Ethiopia's Tigray region. In a letter to the UN Security Council, Foreign Affairs Minister Osman Sela accused the U.S. of stoking further conflict and destabilization and planning to resuscitate the remnants of the Tigray People's Liberation Front, the TPLF regime, which used to rule the northern region. The U.S. has been calling for the withdrawal of Eritrean troops from the Tigray region after they were accused of human rights abuses. Mr. Osman's letter did not comment on the presence of Eritrean troops in Tigray. International agencies have warned of a humanitarian crisis developing in region, with the UN chief Antonio Guterres saying that Tigray was on the brink of famine. We are still in Ethiopia's Tigray region, and in a state warning, Antonio Guterres, the UN Secretary General, said the famine situation in Tigray would only keep getting worse unless funding was increased and humanitarian access to the region was to improve. The actions we take now may mean the difference between life and death for many people, he added. The UN last week warned of the repeat of the Ethiopians' devastating 1984 famine. Mark Lukok, the humanitarian chief, told BBC that hundreds of thousands of people were already experiencing famine conditions in Tigray after months of conflict. The conflict in Tigray erupted in November. This 7-month conflict has had a devastating impact on the region's food security. To our next story, schools in Mekelle, the capital of Ethiopia's northern region of Tigray, have reopened 7 months after the region conflict forced their closure, state-linked Fana news site reported. Some 32 public schools and more than 30 private ones have reopened their schools to learners, the report said. The international community has expressed concerns over the prolonged conflict that has killed thousands of people and displaced more than 2 million others. Some social media users have expressed concerns about the reopening of schools, saying the security situation in the region was still volatile. Human rights groups have accused Ethiopian Federal Forces, their Eritrean allies, and fighters from the Tigray People's Liberation Front, the TPLF, of committing gross rights violations, including rape and extrajudicial killings. The United States has imposed visa restrictions on people accused of inciting violence in English-speaking Western Cameroon. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the U.S. was deeply concerned about the continuing violence in the Anglophone regions of Cameroon. We condemn those who undermine peace through engaging in or inciting violent human rights violations and abuses and threats against advocates for peace or humanitarian workers, he said on Monday. Mr. Blinken did not indicate the number or identify the people affected by the visa ban. He urged the Cameroonian government and separatist armed groups to end the violence and engage in a dialogue without preconditions to peacefully resolve the crisis. Cameroon's English-speaking regions of the northwest and southwest have been marred by violence since 2017, with separatists fighting to break away from the government dominated by the French-speaking majority. More than 3,500 people have died and 700,000 displaced since the onset of the violence, according to the UN. State troops and rebel fighters have been both accused for committing crimes and abuses against civilians. Thank you so much for watching. This is where I end the news for today. I'll see you some other time. My name is Sandra Asante.